Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Offside Rule. I'm joined today by my lovely co-hosts, Lam, Shal, Joyce, and I don't know what you want to be called.
Just call me Rachel. Rachel's good.
Yeah, Rachel. Okay. That's what I need to use your name, but yeah. So we're joined, obviously, 3 Chelsea fans, but I'm not on my own today. I've actually got a United fan in here. So, yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to start on the main subject for this week, which has been the Super League, and then we'll get on to some Chelsea, City, and United games. But yeah, I just want to ask you girls what you think of the Super League. So we'll just go around. Rachel, what do you think of it? What did you think of it when it got announced?
Initially, I hated the idea, but when I was reading more into it and how the league sort of structured and that, I quite liked the idea of it. I didn't like how they were trying to implement it with, the owners being in charge, but I liked the idea of European competition being like reformatted and that. So I was sort of open to that idea. I just didn't like the idea of the Glazers being in charge of it, let alone any of the other owners. I would rather it just be like a proper governing body that was in charge rather than a bunch of owners. But I like the league itself, like the idea of the league. Personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad of an idea on its own. I think it's just the way it was implemented and some of the things with it. But that was, for me, that was the main issue. It was because people are saying UEFA's corrupt, which is true. But if you look at who was going to be running that, they're worse. So yeah. Shal, what did you think about it when you heard?
Utter shite. Utter shite is the word I'll use. There are worse words, but I'm going to try and keep it PG, hold my cool. Because I think Perez is an absolute twat who's obviously suffering from brain cell loss syndrome, meaning you lose your brain cells and do stupid shit, like create a Super League. I'm sorry, we haven't played Real Madrid in the Champions League, and now he wants us to play them every bloody year. No, thank you, hun. No. Take a step back. Take 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't want that. No, take that. Take that away. I don't want to play the same teams. This is what I like about the FA Cup. It's what I like about the Champions League. We get to play different teams from everywhere. More the FA Cup because we play like League One, League Two, like the Championship. I like that it's not the same teams. Like, I don't want the same shit every day. Like, they're delusional. I'm sorry. If you take away the big six, like you basically. The money goes, and then what happens to the football? Because no one thought about what happened to the rest of the Premier League. There are 14 other teams. And what about the Championship, the League One, the League Two? These people are fighting for survival, and our teams are just jogging on to for 3.5 billion euros. Like, what a bunch of cheapskates. At least if you're going to do it, make sure you're in double figures in billions. At least make sure that you're going to be going for 20 billion. Like, geez, where's Roman Abramovich's money mine? Like, come on, hun. Like, I don't play that kind of game anymore. If you're going to go, make sure it's in double figures in the billion, not 3.5. Really not worth it. But I'm just messing here. Like, I really don't like the idea. I didn't like it. I think, especially for football, especially League Two and League One and Championship teams were actually struggling to get by to the end of the season, and 6 teams were willing to just not care about that and throw it away, which I think is actually really, really sad, to be honest. Football's been a long-lasting thing. Like, why do you want to be kicked out the FA Cup, one of the longest traditional cups running, and you want to just leave that? I'm sorry, hun. Like, I get why you want the Glazers out. I get why Kroenke needs to go. Like, as for Enoch and Levy, they need a slap on the face. Like, pow, 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 pow. Like, I'm telling you now, like, they need some stuff. I don't really know. I mean, obviously, this is what I assume happened. They all decided to go on a Zoom call, sniff some coke, and decide to join the Super League. That's the only logical way I can think for them doing this, is that they weren't in the right state of mind.
Probably. Joyce, what did you make of it?
See what I made of it when it was happening, and now with like a bit of, I guess, a bit more time to like think and like see how things have unfolded. I feel like my thoughts have changed like a little bit. Like obviously when it first came out, I was like, I think this sounds like a terrible idea. I still don't think it was a good idea, and I think the main issue that I have with it was how they rolled it out, the lack of consultation with the fans, with the players, with the managers. Like, it's so mad to me that they thought that they could just dump this on everyone's heads, that everyone would be okay with it, that, you know, like, the PR was horrible. I don't know if it's because it got leaked first or what, but like the rollout was just absolutely diabolical. Like, they didn't even have an Instagram or a Twitter handle. That's how you know, like, they didn't think about this at all. Like Charlotte said, they sat in a room and they, like, thinking about the money. Oh, we gonna take their money. Oh, JP Morgan gonna give us money. Like, they were just, I think they didn't think about the fans. They didn't think about the players. I think they just thought about protecting the commercial interests of the club and like maintaining the ability to make large amounts of money from UEFA, away from like UEFA and FIFA. I don't think that the idea of innovating and changing the way European football was necessarily the worst idea. I'm kind of like with Rachel, like the Super League in itself wasn't the worst idea. I think the issue was that these 15 founding members were protected. You can't go up, you can't go down, based off of what? Like, you look at teams like Spurs, who are basically in because Daniel Levy somehow made them look competitive, even though they haven't won any honours of note in the past 2 decades at least. So I just thought that was like a little bit ridiculous, but it's just like removing that element of competition, I think, was my main issue. I think a lot of people's main issue, because the FIFA, like what the UEFA wanted to do anyway, and the thing that they've proposed is absolutely bullshit as well. And the things that UEFA and FIFA have been doing to football clubs as well has also been bullshit. So like, it's really difficult because the idea in itself isn't horrible, but the fact that they didn't want to allow people to, they 5 teams, I don't know where they thought they would pick the 5 teams from, like, and what it would do to other institutions and that kind of thing. I thought that was really crap. I think the only thing that made me kind of like, I wanted to kind of support it out of spite was the way that UEFA were moving. Like, there was some sort of perfect, blameless organization. The way FIFA were moving, the way Gary Neville was on his knees crying and begging about the integrity of the sport, working where he works. They made Monday Night Football free to air so he could cry on camera. And then they switched off and they're like, no, if you want to actually watch the game, you have to pay money. That is insane. And it just, I think this whole 48 hours or 72 hours, how long this has been, just made me realize that, like, football is no longer really in the hands of the fans the way we think it is. It's so global, and it's so money oriented, and it's so about commercial interests and billionaires and this and all these corporations fighting amongst themselves, that like it's not really been for the fans for a long time. I think that was quite sad to kind of really come to terms with. But those are my rambles and my thoughts of the past few days.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you said, to be honest. Lambs, what's your opinion on it? I know you weren't happy.
No,
I'm enjoy this one.
Fuming. I was absolutely fuming, and a lot of the reasons that you guys gave, like I agree with all of that as well. And what it really said to me was, it's just capitalist elitism at its finest, really and truly. Because like you said, UEFA, FIFA, all these current boards that are current football boards and organizations that are currently in charge of these tournaments and competitions, don't get me wrong, they're really corrupt. They are very, very, very corrupt. And of course, I hoped that questions would be raised. They could come together and actually like call out FIFA for their corruption. And they have the power and influence and finances together to actually cause UEFA a problem and FIFA a problem and say, actually, hold on a second, we're qualifying for these competitions year after year. We're placing quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, even some teams like Real Madrid winning it multiple times. You have this allocation of funds that get allocated to the teams. And it's very clear it's not distributed equally, and the distribution is getting less and less when it should be getting more and more. And we know what's happening. They're just lining their pockets with it. Do you know what I mean? So I do understand that football does need to be revamped. There does need to be something new introduced into football. However, this is not it. This is literally what you guys said. A bunch of rich owners thinking, how can we make more money? How can we capitalize and make more money? Basically, they, especially the American owners, they feel such a detachment. They don't understand the culture and the heritage of football in the United Kingdom because they're not from here. Some of them don't even come and watch games here. You know, I think one of the Cronkies asked when he came to watch an Arsenal game, which team were we? What colours are we playing in? Seriously? And you own the club? Like, that's disgraceful. You know what I mean? I think one of them didn't even know what the offside rule was. No pun intended, because it's the name of the show. But at the end of the day, I was literally just imagining playoffs being played in fucking Singapore and Washington and, you know, halftime shows and all of that. And I was just thinking, like, no, this isn't us. This is taken away. And like you guys, and like Joyce correctly said, and like what most of you guys touched on, the gap between the fans is already quite high. Do you know what I mean? They're already trying to exploit more money, season ticket prices, even normal ticket prices, merchandise, all of that's getting more and more and more and more. The cost is rising more and more and more. This, and then to roll it out and announce it with no clear structure, no consultation of the fans, not even, hey guys, if we do this, this is a good idea because this is how it's going to benefit you, and list the ways in which it's going to benefit us as fans, right? Because you need us fans to be on board with this. Nothing whatsoever, no clear structure. Literally what Shah was saying, and I'm not going to lie, I literally have like an image in my head of fucking Joel Glazer just like with some white powder running down his nose going, guys, it's happening. Because I can really imagine the sickos doing that, because, and cocaine is a rich man's drug. Remember that crap is expensive. So wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. And just the whole idea from top to bottom, it just pisses on the idea of meritocracy. Like you said, Tottenham and Arsenal, the audacity, the god, like Leicester, West Ham, Everton must just, their heads must be spinning, and rightly so, especially Leicester, because all of their work, the hard work they put in, like being promoted to the Premier League from the Championship, winning a Premier League title, the investment, the smart structure that's gone into the running of this club to get them to where they are today, it counts for nothing, basically. It doesn't mean anything. Tottenham, as owner, can go out and buy a flashy new stadium, doesn't even have to pay for it. It's just greed, capitalist greed.
Yeah.
But
I think my issue is that if you're going to be inviting people that have won the Champions League, Spurs and Arsenal shouldn't be there. Nottingham Forest have one; they could apply for that. Who else? Oh, Aston Villa. Aston Villa should be we should be looking at Aston Villa then.
They're not doing it off merit. That's why people are so angry.
But this is my point, is because the only way that Spurs and Arsenal are ever going to get into something like that is by buying their way in, because they can't buy their way into the Champions League. Yeah. They have to buy themselves. However, just because the Super League is gone, just remember, UEFA changed the rules. UEFA are not innocent either. You know what I think is really funny? I'm going to call out UEFA here. I love to call out people. I really do. Hey, you bunch of pricks at UEFA. It's funny. Takes 2 seconds for you to end a Super League. Takes about, oh, wait, you don't do anything about racism. Hi, hun. Wake up, cool, you dumb twats. Like, so because it's going to affect your pocket, you care and you want to do something. But when it doesn't affect your pocket, it's like, nothing matters. Literally, like, if it doesn't affect them, they're not doing anything about it. Like, what's wrong with you? How tapped in the head are you? I mean, maybe you don't have a brain anymore because it's mushed up from coke. I don't know. But all they really wanted was to buy a second yacht. Let me tell you, they have like a super yacht already. They just wanted a second super yacht.
Yeah, it's definitely money motivated, because like if you look at Chelsea and Man City were the least interested. Do you know what I mean? In reality, they still joined. I'm not trying to make excuses for any of them because they all joined. They're all as bad as each other. But you could see that
Do you not think,
City and Chelsea
do
didn't take
the only reason? Do you not think the only reason why City and because like you said, City and Chelsea, we don't need this. Like the current structure in place, like it's suiting us fine. Like it's Real Madrid that needed this because they needed us to bail them out. Basically, that's why
Barca,
they're so desperate for this because City and Chelsea, their owners invest in their club. They're fine. This system suits them fine. Chelsea, and even if the Uniteds and Arsenal's left, Chelsea and City could literally become the new Uniteds and Liverpools of the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
So, I think it was more them convincing them, hey, all the big teams are going to go. So if you don't, then you're going to become irrelevant.
You're going to get left behind. Yeah.
But just to clarify something, Spurs are in 1.17 billion pounds of debt. Just want to put that out there for you.
That's why they're trying to go in because it pays for their stadium being in there. The problem is like it's all about money. I think even if they branded it differently, if they came out and said, right, we're going to have a Super League, we're going to start with these 15 teams and 5 more that will be invited in. It's going to replace the Champions League, the top 4, because they could have just gone to the Premier League and be like, we want to start our own league, so the top 4 spaces can go to this league, or maybe even the top 2. So the top 2 qualify every season. Everyone else can play off if they want to, to get into it or whatever. And then I think a lot of people would have been for it because, the Champions League, I don't mind the Champions League how it is now. I don't like UEFA. Man City, I don't think there is a Man City fan that likes UEFA. We hate them with a passion. For things like racism, when our club got fined more for being 1 minute late than they got for abusing Balotelli and I think some other Yaya Toure and some others the whole game. So yeah, we don't like them. UEFA are definitely corrupt. The one thing that I will say that's come out of this that I'm actually happy about is one, the power that we actually have, as fans. Like I didn't think we had any, and I know that it's not just based off the fans. There will have been other things behind the scene. Apparently, Fernandinho had a meeting with Ferran, who's our CEO, and Man City put the paperwork in before the Chelsea protest. So it definitely wasn't the fans on its own. It might have been the backlash on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, so they pretty much backed out quickly. But yeah, it's nice to see that we can actually come together and then things can get done. So there's no reason why UEFA can't be the next people that we target. Do you know what I mean? So I know Gundogan's come out today and said that he's not happy with the new format. So I think Dortmund have like a banner up. We've got 3 years till it starts as well. So there's a bit of time there. And I think we can probably overturn this coefficient, whatever it's called. Yeah, we can change that. So we need to do that next. UEFA are definitely not innocent. I'm not against another sort of alternative to UEFA. The only problem I have is that it's run by Americans, and that's where it becomes dangerous because one, they don't agree with relegations, which that's the history of football. They don't I've got an uncle in America and he's like, I don't know how you can tie a game. They should just play till someone wins. And like even FIFA's like that, on FIFA, like they'll say, penalties to win. And I could see American owners coming up with something like that in the NFL, which they're trying to make it like the NFL. They can move your club to another city. So they could be like, Chelsea, there's too many clubs in London. Let's move Chelsea to Birmingham because the land's cheaper.
Don't you dare.
That's my madness.
Next minute, you're Birmingham, Chelsea. Like, they could just change your club. And there's nothing that would stop them from doing that. Like, the owners are not English, so they don't have the association to the area. They could just say,
just to clarify,
it's crazy. But yeah,
I have a great idea for how if UEFA are dismantled, which I plan on dismantling them absolutely piece by piece, take away their super yachts. Oh, the shame. But I do think that if we're going to create,
I'm so glad you picked this up. That's exactly, I was laughing at this comment.
No,
Yeah,
Hannah
go on,
Montana.
Mel.
Hi, I'm Sergio Ramos, and you're watching the Super League.
Actually, something like that. It actually
I'm
was.
gonna ask them that. So Raven.
But yeah, I think that what we need to do if we're going to create something that's like UEFA but not,
Yeah.
I have an idea. I don't want businessmen running it. I don't want owners running it. I think a member of a retired footballer, a member voted by Chelsea fans, United fans, City fans, of each of your retired players. You get a choice to vote who you want in, and that person stays in for a year. You vote again. These is retired players who actually know what they're doing, know what relegation means, know what promotion means, and actually aren't like self-absorbed pricks who like just want to sniff cocaine off a mirror so they can see themselves doing it. Like
I don't think football
I
players
don't.
are like a level of morality, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that just because someone is an ex-footballer, that firstly they will be good, that they will manage money well, that they will understand football. Because, like, I think being a good football player only makes you that. It makes you a good football player. Once we start saying you're a good football player, therefore you can also be this. I mean, that's why Chelsea fans and Lampard beef so much, because you're like, he was a great player, so he's going to be a great manager. It didn't happen. Like
No.
Platini, the guy who
I don't mean like on the money side.
yeah, not even on the money
I
side.
don't mean
but
the
like, say,
money
like
side.
Platini,
Get an accountant for that. They're not
like-
competent for that shit. Trust me.
Platini, he was like a president of like UEFA or FIFA. I can't remember which one, and he's an ex-player. Didn't make him like any less like corrupt. I think the organizations in them, when there's so much money involved and there are literally billions of money, I just feel like there is no way that you can have that much amount of money involved and you will have someone who just doesn't care about money and only cares about the game. Like there's too much power when you have all of that money. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being cynical, but
I'm just thinking about it. I get that, but I feel like if you have maybe players in, maybe more about racism would get done. Like that's my only thought, to be honest. That maybe more would get done.
Why does it necessarily have to be players? Why can't it be like a board of fans representing their teams?
That's a fair point.
Because chosen.
I mean, that one either.
That's true.
No, because think about your average fan. You're talking about a working class. Goes and works for UEFA and is all of a sudden introduced to all this money.
Yeah, it's
a very
too
big
much.
organization.
This is what I'm saying, like, to have a board, like a representation, people from different, because like fans come in all different shapes, sizes, ages, occupations, financial classes, demographics, all of that. So if you have a board representative of all of that, from different classes of people, ethnic minorities, races, genders, all of that, then you have people representing the rich, the poor, females, ethnic minorities, racism, all of that, you know?
I think I'm most disappointed with the ESL is that I was expecting like a Super Bowl finale for the ESL, like Super Bowl kind of style, and I was getting excited because I thought like Charlie D'Amelio and Addison Rae were going to start, like they were going to be presenting that. I thought Beyonce was going to present the trophy. I thought there was going to be a performance. I was so excited.
10,000 ads.
I was like, I was ready for Addison. I was ready for Addison and Charlie to break into the TikTok. I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet. Like, I was expecting all of that. Like,
well, your team's called London Blue,
honestly.
No, it's just, do you know what? Like American sports are great for what they are, but they're annoying at the same time. Like I don't want that. Football is an English traditional game. It's been the same way. I know they've changed it slightly, like how many points you can get, but it's generally stayed quite similar since the 1800s. And, you know, it needs to stay that way. And they just don't get it. Like they don't have that love of football. They have a love of money. And that's what this ESL has shown. I just think personally.
Have you seen some of these Americans at the games? Like they don't even care about the game. They're there on their phones. They have kiss caps for God's sake. Kiss
Yeah.
cams.
Yeah.
We don't do that because at half time, if the camera's going round, and it fixed on one person, it'd be like, get that effing camera out of my effing face, mate. You know?
Yeah.
That's what that.
But that's what it's like, because like in American sports, like you could be a Lakers fan, you'll probably go to like, you might even go to like all the home games, but that's it. You're never going to go like home and away with the Lakers. Whereas like some football fans, like I know City fans that have been going home and away, they've not missed a game in like 30 years, you know, if not more. So it's like people actually travel, and that's why this Super League, it's great for the fans that are watching it on TV. You get to watch your team play in all these different countries. But for the fans that do want to go to every game, it's financially impossible. Like you can't afford to be in Italy 1 week, then 2 weeks later you're in Spain, then the next week you might be at home, but you're in Southampton or somewhere with the
Unless
price.
you're a millionaire.
It just wouldn't work.
Unless you're a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. Most football fans aren't. So
I think that was their point almost, because I think the argument or the idea is that football is becoming a global sport. It's a more commercialized sport. They're trying to reach new groups of people. They want to increase their fan bases in China. They want to increase their fan bases in America. They want to increase their fan bases in like Dubai, Qatar, like everywhere. They want it to be global. And I think the way that they wanted to make it global, like even like the whole Super League thing, the 15 teams, it wasn't about who are the best teams.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to put that up. That just killed me.
This guy's moving wild. I love it.
Oh, dizzy, man. Dizzy. Like, oh, I
I'm just trying
can't.
to imagine it now.
Oh, Rachel, man.
I can't get out of my head.
I'm done
No.
now. Moving on swiftly. In other news, let's move back to Rachel. Is the fact that the Glazers have cost you 1.5 billion since taking over. How'd you feel?
I'm mad that they take money. Like you guys weren't in debt when they came.
You are now.
Do you know what? I think they do need to do this though. Like Mustafa says, American owners should piss off from football. They actually need to say that should be the punishment, that you can't be an American owner, because you know, it's just ridiculous. Like they come in, they take money out, they don't do anything for the sport, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess, honestly.
You know the irony of that? They probably claim racism.
I know.
They probably claim racism.
Can I ask you
when they
guys
get kicked out of what?
this owner thing?
Yeah, go on.
Because, like, I don't know, maybe it was like me just like not really understanding. So, obviously, like in the UK, like with these top 6 clubs, a lot of these owners are like billionaires, or most of them. Like, you have to kind of be a billionaire basically to bankroll clubs as big as this, right? And when we're trying to get these, well, not Chelsea, because we love Roman, we're good over here on this side. But like when other fans want to get rid of like billionaire owners and things like that, and American owners in general, what do you suggest the replacement is? Because the way football is now, you can't like say like a team like Arsenal. They complain that like their owner isn't pumping more money into their club.
They have Dangote interested in taking over, another billionaire from Africa.
Is that legit?
That guy's not serious.
We don't know that because the club isn't for sale at the moment.
Yeah,
but we don't know
but I just mean in the sense that there are very few people realistically
that
who are able to financially back football clubs. And I feel
you're
like
right, Chris, because there's not
like,
many billionaires in the world. That's why
many billionaires in the world. And if we're accepting that football is like now a £1 billion industry, there are very few people who are willing and happy and able. Like obviously we need to hold these owners accountable, but I don't think it's as simple as like, if you still want the football where you can pay, like, you know, you can't complain that, you know, your club isn't spending enough money and then want to get rid of billionaires in football, because then you will either like fall behind, or you know, like the opposite is like, okay, bring in like owners from like you know, people complain about City and Chelsea's owners, they're like oil money and oligarchs and
I've
and
never
all this
understood
kind of
that.
thing because of all the human rights.
Yeah,
the
do you know what?
rights
Something I've never done as a United fan. I like the idea of Chelsea and City coming. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's a rivalry, but if Chelsea and City don't do what they do, and then they will just at the level that they were, say, 20 years ago, right? that means the top 4, for example, would be at the moment. Like it would mean that the season where the Centurions happened, United would be the best team. That was a dead team, and we finished second, and we were so far behind. So like the quality of the league would just go down anyway because Chelsea and City weren't in it, and it would mean that Man United and all the rest of them wouldn't have much to compete with, and it won't push them to improve. So that's the whole point of having teams like Chelsea and City in the league, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm not sorry about it at all.
Like if that didn't happen, guys, United might be broke right now because the Glazers will just keep on taking money. They might go into administration.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though, you know, but you know, these 5 other teams need to be appreciating us. We're the first people to leave the league. Like we saved all your asses. Like you need to be thanking us. Like Chelsea fans.
Technically, it was City, Charles, but we were the second.
No. Chelsea was the first to actually do it.
Chelsea announced it
first. No. They announced it, but City put a statement out first. We put the paperwork in first. Sorry, not sorry. And competing with City, we put the paperwork in first, so you can all thank us. Thank you. Stop trying to defend City, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking credit for this. Our news broke. We put our papers in first.
No, I'm proud of it because literally I was there at the protest like when it happened.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm questioning why you're like defending City. Like you was there. You was blood, sweating, and tears.
At the point when everybody was like talking about the news, they were saying, because it was literally just coming out at the time, they were saying how City have already they've made the statement first, and they're already pushing the paperwork when we announced that we were leaving, also pulling out. So I think City saw this protest coming if they didn't, and they knew that it was going to happen. I think Chelsea were going to make the same decision anyway. But after us, all the other clubs followed suit as well. But really and truly, I expected it from City because us and City, we didn't need this league in the first place, you know?
I think it's like, because Man City and Chelsea's owners, they've not come in to the club for the same reasons as sort of the American owners generally. So their idea is to buy a big club, make loads of money, you know, invest as little as possible and get as much out as possible. That's clearly what they're there to do. Liverpool, the same thing. And then you've got like Man City, that our owner actually wants to have the best team. That's his main thing. So he wants a team that he can say, oh, they won the Champions League, they won this, they won that. Like, that's what he wants. And Chelsea's the same. Roman wants to be like, my team have just won this. And that's reflected in how they invest. You know, especially with Chelsea, if a manager's not doing well, it's get rid. You know, we need to win more. And it's just, that's the difference. So with our owners, that's why we can never hate our owners, because they want success as much as we do. Whereas like Man United, as long as they're bringing in money, them Glazers are not going nowhere. Like they would literally have to lose half of their revenue or do something drastic like get relegated for them owners to say, okay, we'll leave now. That's the problem, because why would you leave when you're making loads of money? And they've actually bought the club with debt. Like I was saying today, I'd love to buy Man City on a credit card. Just like, if we win the Champions League, I'll pay a little bit more back. Like that'd be great. So
I don't even know how they did it. If I'm honest with you, like, I think did they just use the club as leverage or something? I don't understand.
They borrowed the money to buy it. That's crazy. Like that is crazy.
If you think about it, when they bought the club, like Manchester United, obviously historically is known as like one of the biggest clubs in the world. Like the history, the reputation that it has. Literally, I think they just about edged Liverpool, maybe a couple of trophies more than them, but still, like the legacy that they have is huge. You know, you can go around the world, you can find somebody in the sticks where there's no internet, there's no TV, and you say Manchester United, and they know exactly who you're talking about. So they're living off the reputation of Manchester United, and they know that even if they're not the same club that they used to be, that name holds a lot of weight, and it would keep on generating revenue for them because of it's Manchester United. You know what I mean? Like even now, City are technically a better team, a better club than Manchester United, but they're nowhere near as big as Manchester United. Like the amount of the fan base that United has is unbelievable. They're like cockroaches. You'll go everywhere and you'll find them. They'll just come crawling out of the space.
Chelsea fans on YouTube.
Nice. Rachel. Nice one. I'm gonna let that slide. But yeah, pretty much like that's how much weight the name holds. And a similar thing with Arsenal. That's why that you have these owners like the Glazers and the Cronkies who are like, we don't need to put money in. We can just keep on taking money out because these dickheads, they're gonna keep on buying these raised season ticket prices. They're gonna keep buying the all 4 shirts of the new kits that we're gonna release next. They know what they're doing. So literally, Rachel's right. If you really want to hurt these people, the Cronkies, the Glazers, hurt their pocket, but their fan base is so huge that even if a few people boycott, there's other people there to take their space.
I mean, you've seen United fans, right? Like how divided they are. You must see it on Twitter or any kind of social media. It's a joke. The way like, they haven't got their priorities right. It's only taken this whole ESL thing for United fans to sort of say, okay, the Glazers are the problem. But even today, there have been issues with, if Ollie doesn't say this, this, and this in the press conference, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm just like, what's tomorrow got to do with anything? We literally said it's all about the Glazers. People have been saying it for months, for years, since the day they bought us. And they're already distracted by the whole Ollie press conference thing. That's how stupid people in our fan base are. Honestly, our fan base is horrendous. Absolute idiots.
I know.
Honestly, morons.
I grew up with United fans, honestly.
Oh my! It's like they just don't have any brain cells. That's what it's like. It's weird. I don't know. It's the way they think. Let's not do that right now.
Do you know what? Like, people are just. I think the fan, like, one thing that this ESL has done is it's actually brought all football fans together. I've never seen anything like it. Normally, it's like football fans are going at each other. Everyone was just united in like, we're going to get rid of these people. Like I was seeing Man City fans and Chelsea fans at the protest and, you know, Fulham fans and just everyone was just in agreement. And it's quite good. Like, I think it's actually, it's kind of like last year with the I Can't Breathe and all that kind of Black Lives Matter thing that came after that. And it kind of, I saw people that would never mention racism, like speaking out on racism and stuff. And I think even though not much has changed in terms of like society, I think people are a lot more aware now than they were before, you know, and people are a little bit more like they've opened their eyes a little bit. Obviously, it's going to be very slow. Like people always talk about football and racism and stuff like that and kicking it out. And it's like, the way I see it is, people only really react to what affects them. So say, for example, someone's mum had cancer and then you make like a cancer joke, they're going to get way more offended than if they've never known anyone to have cancer when you make that joke. So it's kind of like with racism, it's a lot of these football fans have never experienced it. The only racism that they've seen is like towards Raheem Sterling in the media, or like maybe someone throwing a banana at one of their players, and that's about it. So they don't see it as something that they're going to go out and protest against because they just don't experience it. So I think that's kind of the problem, and that's why people say things like, "Oh, UEFA don't deal with it." Of course they don't, because it's probably a whole organization where there's probably no black people. So they probably look at an incident and say, "Oh, was that really racist though? Oh no, I don't think so. Oh well, we're going to have to charge him. Okay, what's the minimum amount? Okay, we'll just charge him for that then." So we look like we've done something. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess. And I don't know how they're going to kick it out because it's so hard.
You know what?
Unless enough people boycott this situation and it starts affecting the pockets of UEFA. And this is the sad part, what I'm about to say. I don't believe what I'm about to say, but this is the sad reality, is that nothing's going to change until it starts affecting the UEFA's pockets.
Yeah.
And that's the sad truth, you know, like, that's sad, you know. And you know what, like, let me tell you, when Chelsea people were protesting, we had like Arsenal fans, Man U fans, City fans, Spurs fans, Liverpool fans being like, go on, fucking get the ESL out. It's the one thing that's...
Man said, I've sat down and watched my team sign Shabak and Javinia. I wanted the money.
Sorry.
That was such a serious, like, please.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
He's not wrong though. Can you imagine?
And
Imagine
you know
it.
what, though?
That's horrendous.
Arsenal Spurs being in that league is probably great for them. If you think about it, like for Man City, I don't think it does us any favors. With Chelsea, probably the same thing. But with Tottenham, like, are they going to make top four next year? I don't think so.
They'll just be the punching bag, won't they? Let's be honest.
But
In
it
the
didn't- I don't think
ESL,
that mattered
in the
to them.
ESL, in the ESL, they would have got battered. They turned up in the ESL thinking that they were going to beat Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juve, Inter Milan. Like, come on, hun. You're struggling to like beat teams. You and Arsenal think that Arsenal and Spurs were literally like, you know, when you're making like a trifle and you put the sponge down so nothing smashes at the bottom of the bowl. Like Spurs and Arsenal were literally the sponges of the trifle so that everything else could be built above it. They were literally just for like being able to whoop teams' asses. Like it wasn't for anything else. Like they were
I don't think
literally
it mattered.
there.
Like
They were
just-
they
it was-
like
Who
they had
remembers Shamak and Javinho, by the way?
That's what I'm saying. He's been through pain. He's been through pain.
Like when he dropped those names, I was like, oh yeah, the squad was even worse at some points as well. I remember the likes of players that they used to have playing for them as
that was
well.
embarrassing.
Yeah, they've had some
Them days when
thinkers.
you say rest in peace.
Mm.
God bless your
You know what
soul.
makes it worse? It's the squad that they had originally. I think if they didn't have that squad with like Omri, Bergkamp, if they didn't have that fantastic squad, and then they like fell off a cliff, because every position in that Arsenal like Invincibles was like a quality player, and then it's like now, like even Man City, when Man City have been good, we've still had like Fabian Delph playing left back or like Zinchenko playing left back. You know, we've had players like that. They literally had in every position a star player. So it's like to fall off like that, it's madness. But I just don't know what they're going to do, because I think like everyone, there's always been Glazers out. There's always been yellow and green scarves. There's always been that, but it's never been, I don't think all United fans have been united on getting the Glazers out. I don't think there's many people now that are like, yeah, Glazers in. Most people are kind of against them now. So I think they're going to have to do something, because whether that just means they make improvements or whether they sell up, who knows? But it's mad. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sneezing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
It's literally what Rachel was saying. Like before this point, like there was so much discord between the United fan base. It was like Ollie inners, Ollie outers, Glazers in, Glazers out, Woodward out, like it was just like they don't really know who to blame. Like they think Ollie's the problem, but the Glazers are all right. The Glazers are the problem. Ollie's fine. It's just no, stop it, guys. Stop it. Oh, I can't even deal with it. I'm still
The fact that fufu and chopsticks are in the same sentence just kills me.
over that. But like this is exactly my
I
point.
can't deal with the fact that now I have this in my image in my brain.
I know.
Like we've upgraded from normal
It's the
chopsticks
fufu
to gold
in
ones.
quotation marks. Why'd you do this?
Wait, shouldn't it be posh?
Yeah.
Quotation marks.
Fufu is eaten by your hands,
It's
yeah.
posh
Try and
fufu.
eat that with posh sticks, with chopsticks. Oh my god. Oh
Posh
my
sticks.
god. Posh sticks.
Oh,
Posh
goodness.
sticks. I love it. Posh sticks. To try and eat that with I can't even imagine it. It's crazy.
I'm really trying to.
I'm actually done right now.
Like, this is my point. Like the Glazers, people have been calling for the Glazers the problem from literally 10 years ago, from literally a year after or two after Alex Ferguson
18
left.
years.
Yeah, 18 years people have been calling for the Glazers to get out as being a problem. And like Rachel said, it's taken the fans 18 years to realize, oh, maybe they are a problem. Maybe they don't give a fuck about us after all. Okay. All right, yeah. And it's just what? Because
You know what I think it is though?
because our fan base, we wouldn't tolerate this. After a run of bad games, we were like, get Lampard out. I don't care what you did for us as a player. You need to go. You need to go.
I think that's because Chelsea have set that standard that if a manager's not doing what they need to do, they go. You know, Man City's
That's because we have standards.
Yeah, like they.
I mean, we have standards, you know.
Yeah, Man City, they keep their manager unless they're doing really badly, they will keep them. Man United, they're not used to it because they had Fergie for so long. So Fergie was there. But I remember, like, at the end of Fergie's career, like, when Man City won the league, my cousin used to work for Man United, and all these people were calling up saying, put Fergie on the phone. He's like, this is like the ticket line. Come on now, seriously. But they were like, put Fergie on the phone, I want to speak to him. So, like, even at the end of, like, Fergie's thing, people, like, get him out. He's not good enough anymore. It's just madness. But obviously, like, people are reactionary. And I think the Glazers, like, even though people had issues with them, because Man United was still winning, I think it kind of masked it a lot. Whereas now they're not. It's like, it's brought them into the spotlight a lot more than they were before. Because I remember I did a work placement when I was 15. And it was like a debt collect. I put retail and got bloody the debt people. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I went, and it was a load of shit, and they were asking me to like file all these names, and there was Man United debt in there, and that was like when I was 15, so that was like 15 years ago. Just madness. I was like, how have you got debt with this little debt company? You're just weird.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I think that was that.
Yeah, that makes up 30, Rach.
No,
Yeah,
I was how?
I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Rachel's trying to work something out in her head right now. She's trying to work out. I know the genes are mad. The genes are mad. I told Jan this.
Oh yeah, you should see my dad. My dad's like 65.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even want to talk about Jan's genes. They really piss me off. You know, like they get me vexed. You know, like how are you 30?
Listen, Joyce's mom looks like her sister. Don't even worry. Don't even worry.
Oh no, I'm not even. I'm not even friends with your mom right now.
2 years as well. So
you what?
I'm 30 in 2 years as well, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hun. Can you just repeat that, please? My ears deceived me.
I'm 30 in 2 years.
So you're 28. 27? Hold on. So
she's 28.
28.
If it's been a birthday, then yeah.
Look, Hun, I got there in the end.
Charlotte was trying to calculate the away goals, and she was like, they need to score 3 goals, and we were like, no, they just need to score 2 goals, and she's like, no, an away goal counts as 2.
Just to clarify, my maths does not end up working on this show. Every time I'm on this show, my maths does not work.
Charles' maths, everybody. Charles' maths is a unique.
Actually,
maths.
I don't even have a maths, so I can't do maths. I managed to scrape past my maths GCSE, so that's about all I've got right now. So, you know.
Oh my God, you know what's so bad? I'm gonna be 26 in August, and I feel that's old.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm younger than Lambs. And she looks young, and she looks younger than me, and it pisses me off. Like, hun, can you just not? Like, can you just look your age, please? Like,
I mean, I still get ID, but
I'm the baby of the group. This is so exciting. I'm the youngest.
I'm not gonna lie. Joyce ain't changing. She's gonna look like this when she's like 40, and I'm gonna be like, Joyce, you're pissing me off now. Like, come on, like, do some aging. Like,
since I was like 10.
Wait, is Lambs frozen? What's happening?
I think she
is.
She's frozen.
Do you know what, guys? If you haven't already, like the video and subscribe. Just while we're waiting for
that. Sorry,
I just can't believe, like, I can't believe people at this age. Like, Joyce, how old are you? You don't have to answer, but I do want to know.
All right, she's young and she can answer. It's when you get old like me, you start saying, I'm 20.
Joyce, you're younger than me, so you should answer.
Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't hear the question. What's the question?
age. Your age.
Oh, I'm 23.
You see that? The question, guys. I don't
Okay,
understand.
guys.
I didn't hear the question. I don't have
No, I'm 23.
No, you are, baby.
Yeah. I wish
Enjoy
I
it.
was 23. Not fair.
I'm quite happy. I'm not actually. I'm the second youngest, and that makes me very happy. When someone can be like, I'm the second youngest, that gives me like a tick off my list. I'm like, yes.
So I'm like in
Young
the middle.
queen.
I'm like trying to hold on to my 20s, but the 30s are calling me.
Yeah, I feel that.
But there only is like a couple. There's only like a couple of months between me and Lambs. There's like 3 months between me and Lambs.
Aren't you like
Ugh.
18, Jeremiah?
Jeez.
All you girls are young. 21. He's young. He is young.
You can't even legally drink in America, Jeremiah. You can't legally drink in America, okay?
Yeah, you're the real baby here.
I think so. I'm sure he is young. He's definitely young.
Oh my god.
But,
I love the fact that Jan just calls him straight out. Like,
no, it's because he said all you girls are young. So I'm like, well, he's definitely not older than me. The only people that are older than me is like Indiana, because Indiana's old like me. But yeah, we'll move on to Chelsea now. Obviously, you played Brighton 0-0.
can we not talk about that game? Can we not?
Yeah,
Can we just skip right on? We can literally, just to clarify, let me just give you a V-value. Game was dead. Thought Lampard was manager again. Game was dead. Thought Lampard was manager again. Kepa as Danny from Greece with his slick back hair, making saves like no one's business. That's about it. That's about it. I ain't got nothing else to say. There's nothing exciting to tell you about that game, apart from Ben White got man of the match and then got red carded.
That was brilliant.
That was my favourite part of the match.
Brighton hit the post twice.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I saw that miss.
No, we
The-
actually
the-
fought like during that game.
Just to clarify, there's nothing else to tell you about that game apart from we were lucky and Ben White getting
was
red carded after being awarded man of the match.
No,
Jorginho was captain. Mount was bad. Havertz was bad. Ziyech was awful. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, it was a 2
Have you noticed when Jorginho's captain and we absolutely decide to go tits up, someone bring me back not him as captain.
I was like, when they gave
banish him from that captain's band.
I was like, done. When they gave him the captain's armband, I was like, it's done. When I saw there was no Kante in that midfield, I was like, it's done. Did you see the way Basuma was running circles around Jorginho? I was like, sir. I was like, sir. Do you know, it was Mount. Mount is a problem.
It was
Mount is not a pivot. But this is what I'm saying. Jorginho can't handle that role by himself. He needs help. So Jorginho by himself is just as bad because he's there trying to clean up after Mason Mount, who again, this is clear now for everybody who's been singing this guy's praises, talking about Ballon d'Or competitor, talking about world class in the league. Calm the hell down.
Whoa. Mount slander. What's going on?
I didn't say this, Joyce, but I'm just saying. I'm saying the guy is not a versatile player. Yeah, he's a number 8 or a box-to-box midfielder. He's not a winger. We played him as a winger. He sucks. Yeah, he is a striker. We tried to do that as well. He sucks. Yeah, we can't play him as a 6 in that holding DM position because he sucks. Okay,
it's not that
a lot of sucking coming from Mount.
Just to clarify, the sorry, Joyce, go on.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, I felt like with Mason Mount, if there's any game where you want to try him in another position, it's gonna be a game like Brighton. It's gonna be a game, but I just think, he wasn't good. Mount is an 8 or a 10. We've tried, like you guys said, we tried the wing, it didn't work. We've tried, I don't remember him playing a false 9. We probably did because we played him everywhere.
Played him as a false 9 once. Yeah, it didn't work.
Didn't work. But I just think that wasn't, he was just too deep to affect the game. I think he's just way more effective when he's pushed Okay, we know Foden is clear. This is not. You're not being special right now, Indiana. Let me land. Yeah.
Indiana, stop it. Joyce is trying to land.
Stop
Pipe
it.
down. She's trying to land, you know?
Like, Mason Mount didn't have the best game, but I just think it's one of those games where everyone was dead. And I was very disappointed because over the weekend, so many people around us dropped points. Leicester dropped points. I mean, Spurs ended up, I think they dropped points. Like,
Yeah,
we could have come third. We could have solidified a position, especially knowing the game's coming up. We've got what's it called? We've got West Ham on the weekend. We've got Leicester still to play. We've got Arsenal still to play. We've got City still to play. And these are the kind of games where you want to run around and fuck about and do nothing. I was pissed. They're trying to say like Super League is the excuse. You want to blame Super League? Oh, because you sat on the bus. That gives you more rest time. You could chill. You could sit. You could meditate. Go on the calm.
Don't even need tactics,
innit? I don't kind of bullshit excuse to be like, oh, maybe you were distracted by the Super League. Do they not see what's at stake here? Like, I just find it was just very, very lackluster, very disappointing. Also, Tuchel needs to take some blame for that, like a massive amount of blame for that, because the lineup was so conservative. Like, I don't understand a team like Brighton. Why don't you play Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back and stretch them? The only time Havertz has looked really, really good is when he's playing with Hudson-Odoi, because they play off so well off each other. They have a creator. They didn't have that. Like, oh no, do you know? I'm thinking about the game again. I'm vexed. Please, just mute my.
Do you know what? Like, I actually, every time I watch Mount, he is good. But, you know, I was getting like people saying he's clear of Foden, and I was like, nah, sorry.
Oh no.
Foden is obviously. I'll just touch on the City game briefly. I don't know if any of you watched it, the Villa game.
I was hoping Villa would win, but once City equalised, I was like, nah, they're gonna win. Forget it. So
We've not
Matty Cash was an idiot.
Behind since 2019, so that was the first time. Normally we don't win. So the minute we went 1-0 down, I was like, we've lost. So I was like, I
just want to make everybody feel really old right now, seeing as all my PTSD from the match has just been brought right back up again. I just want to announce that Shrek is going to be 20 years old today.
What?
The film?
Yeah, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Making you all feel old.
In 2002 then?
Yes, I'm making you feel old. Feel better now.
Cheers.
Me, I feel better about my life. So good. I'm calm. I'm collected. No, I'm not. I think my team played like shite. Mason Mount is the only consistent thing he's done is be consistent during this season. Bloody telling me he deserves a Ballon d'Or.
So he was consistently better than the rest of the squad.
Okay, so if Mason Mount deserves a Ballon d'Or, so does that mean the whole of Arsenal and the whole of Spurs deserve one too? Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, what are you telling me? Like,
I didn't say this. This was Johnny, Charles. You know it was Johnny.
Yeah, I know. So you're telling me? Hold on, I'm trying to think of the world's shittest player right now. Someone give me a player that's shite.
Shamak.
Yeah, it's basically like saying you should give Shamak a Ballon d'Or.
Shamak. Banter.
Do you know what? I think them sort of like talks, like you can't until they're actually consistently good. Like if you look at Mbappe now, Mbappe's been killing it for a little bit, and even he hasn't got a Ballon d'Or. So it's like if you think of it like that, it's it's been Messi and Ronaldo. They're falling off in their old age. Messi is still unreal. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or every year. When he, for the next years coming. So I think it will be between these younger players. I think Mbappe would be the
Haaland and Mbappe. Haaland and Mbappe.
You might even have people that we don't know yet that are going to be in with that conversation.
I know that obviously Phil Foden's going to meet Mbappe when you play PSG and get absolutely owned by him. I mean, the man tweeted about
Foden's one of them, and because it's crazy. Because when we played Haaland, I was worried about Haaland. I was like, Haaland's going to kill us. The way he is, he's so clinical. And the 20-year-old that stood out in both games was Phil Foden. I wouldn't have, and I know how good Phil Foden is, but I wouldn't have expected him to do what he did. You know what I mean?
Whoa. I need to rewind here. I'm sorry. Were you watching the same game where you didn't see 17-year-old Jude Bellingham absolutely
No,
shine
I'm
through?
saying the 20-year-old.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We all know Foden's good.
Yeah.
As for Jude Bellingham, the man's 17-year-old, and your goalkeeper decided to mug him off, and then he mugged your goalkeeper off.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic here. Mbappe's got some rage to get rid of because PSG, PSG never signed with this ESL. They want revenge. I'm telling you now, I want them to
Apparently
whoop
they
your
weren't invited,
asses.
I heard today. Apparently they weren't invited for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you know what I want? I want
a bit mad,
Mbappe.
actually.
I'm not going to lie. I want Mbappe to absolutely whoop Phil Foden's ass. I'm not even playing. I'm sorry. How can you even compare with Neymar and Mbappe versus Edison? Just want to put that out there.
No.
You got Icardi.
It's gonna be
Moise Kean.
Isn't he injured or is he back now?
who?
Icardi.
Yeah.
I've seen him on the bench, so I'm not sure if he's fully fit.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to watching Mbappe do Mbappe stuff and Phil Foden realizing he's nothing special compared to Mbappe.
Yeah,
but
Mbappe is like up here. Like Mbappe is clear. Even like Haaland, like he's not on Mbappe's level. Like Mbappe's just been. He might complete football if he wins Champions League. Completed football pretty much. He needs a Euros, which is easier to win than the World Cup. Like,
there's no shame in being a bit less good than
I
Mbappe.
honestly think Foden could be the next Mbappe because Mbappe was like maybe just a little bit younger than Foden when he kind of broke out. Foden is much younger than Mason Mount, and look at what he's doing right now. The guy is shining in a team full of all-stars, and he's 19 years old. That is impressive. He's
20, but yeah. Do you know what? Like with Foden,
that means he just turned 20 this year, though. Anyway, because he was 19, I think.
He's 20. He's 21 at the end of the season.
At the end of the season,
yeah. How old's Mason Mount?
22.
21.
Okay.
21.
22.
Is he?
22. Yeah.
Okay.
But still, that's impressive. So I know Mason Mount's older than him by maybe 2 or 3 years. So, and he's already shining more than Mason Mount did at that age. So,
do you know what it is with Foden? Like what I've seen, because I've seen Foden like come through and he's been good, and you know he's just like, even if you watch him, it's just on the eye test, he's killing it. Like stats wise, you know, he creates a lot of chances. I think only De Bruyne has created more chances than him in the City squad. But yeah, he does well. But like, you know, he turns up in big games, and that's what's important for me, because I've seen big players that score a lot of goals, but in the big games you can't find them. And you know, Phil Foden scored against Liverpool. He scored against Spurs to win us the league, I think, in the 18-19 season. Like he's scored big goals to win us big games. So, you know, against Dortmund, home and away, and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say he's going to be the best. I think Mbappe at the moment is a little bit clearer as some of these players that are being mentioned, if we're being honest. But it's not to say that Foden will never get there, because there was a time when Messi was the best player in the world, and at that time Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't there yet, and then he became, you know, neck and neck with him after that. So yeah, I don't think that Mbappe is just going to stay clear. I think players will step up, and you know, we'll have to see. You know, it could be some player that we don't know. It could be Jude Bellingham, because he looks brilliant at 17. So he's only going to get better.
It could be João Felix or something.
So, because he was very, very good against Man City, and I knew he was going to be good, because I said that him being English, coming back to England, he's going to be trying to prove the biggest point that he could be in this England squad, and he did that. And I thought he was definitely their best player.
Do you know what I like about Jude Bellingham is that when he had his interview after losing to Man City, his first response was, well, it's not bad going from Championship to Champions League. I was like, damn, kid's got banter too. Like, I mean, and it's true. He came from absolutely nothing, not from nothing, but you know what I mean? Like, he came from a team that really wasn't as well known to he's now in the Champions League playing Man City. Like, people don't expect that shit to happen. Like, And for me, like already seeing his potential, like God help him when he gets to Phil Foden's age. I think he's going to be. I've said this before. I think he's going to be better than Phil Foden.
Do you know what? Do you know what's mad with Jude Bellingham as well? Is like it's crazy because like his age that he's at, and you know what he's doing. But the thing is, I feel like when you're younger, he has a lot less to lose because he went out there. You can be a little bit more fearless because this is what Pep says about Foden. He says he's great, he's fearless, and he goes out there and he doesn't care. But as they get more mature, you know, he won't have that sort of.
He'll get more fearful. He'll get more fearful because the pressure will be certain expectations. By the way, guys, just to clarify, Mason Mount is 22. He just turned 22 on the 10th of January. So that means once Phil Foden becomes 21 at the end of May, I think it averages out to a year, a couple of months between them, I think.
Yeah. It's smash the like button, people. But yeah, I think it's just one of them. We're never going to know because you get players. People always talk about this player, and then 3 years later, no one's talking about them anymore. So I think we'll just have to see. I don't really. Pep said that Foden's one of the best players ever seen. This is someone that developed Messi and Kimmich. So I would take his words quite strongly. But yeah, you never know. They could fall off. They could get an injury that causes them to. Not be as good, or they could just go, they could get better and better. But
I think he's special. Foden.
I'm not gonna lie. I've just seen a stat. I've just seen a stat which says Messi has 22 goals and 8 assists so far in 2021, and it's only April. So just remember that 22 goals this year.
Classic.
Like, I'm sorry that
ridiculous.
Like. Messi's coming back with a vengeance. Like Ronaldo ain't doing that.
Messi is actually a different specimen.
Yeah,
like
he really is.
Messi was born with a gift. Like the guy's actually gifted. Ronaldo, he just has that hard work and ethic and hunger. So he was willing to put in all the work and effort and background work to get to that level because he wanted to be the best of the best. But Messi's you can't work to be that talented. It's a gift.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually dying. Declan Rice goes another 50 plus incoming this season.
Wait, what did Rachel say?
Declan Rice. Oh, sorry, carry on.
No, go on. Declan Rice something.
Declan Rice says another 50 plus goals incoming this season, please. Thank you, GOAT. And he put a GOAT emoji. He commented on the stat which said Messi has 22 goals this season, and he basically went 50 plus, please, thank you, with the goat emoji.
Jeez.
Declan Rice, man, and his Twitter should be banned. Like, it's illegal how funny that kid is sometimes. This is how we got the Mason Mount scare prank. Everyone remembers that Mason Mount scream. No, it's Declan Rice scream. Oh, that was funny. Sorry,
but like people used because Declan Rice is just a funny character. People would just be taking the piss out of him all the time. Like, there was another sketch I saw on YouTube, I think, of Mark Noble doing the same thing to him, and I think it was like a car dealership, and he was getting a ticket, and it was so funny because the guy was giving him a ticket, and he was like, "Oh wait, hold on, are you Declan Rice, mate?" And he goes, "Yeah, of course I am." He goes, Can I get an autograph, please? And he was like, "Wait, what? You're giving me a ticket?"
My favorite is, what is it? It's when it's in the England game and he got made into a meme again because he was like, high five for Harry Kane, and he was just left to dry. Everyone was like getting hugs from Harry Kane, and he was just pied in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
I've seen the comments. Prime has only just seen Dizzy's comment. Which one, Prime? Was it the Shamak one?
No, it was the Fufu one, wasn't it? It had to be
the Fufu. It's got to be the Fufu
I don't know,
one.
there's several mad statements this guy's the stream. But love it. Big ups to Dizzy, man. Big ups to Dizzy.
Yeah, we'll just touch on, obviously, because Rachel's here, we'll touch on Man United. I didn't watch that game either. Was it 2-1, 3-1? 3-1, I think.
Yeah.
against Burnley. How did that go? Because I haven't seen it, so I don't even know.
It was alright. Just like
I didn't
I'm at comment. Prime hasn't seen the Shamak comment yet. Oh gosh, he's in for a treat.
Okay. Yeah, keep scrolling up.
That's what I was laughing at. I saw that he said he hadn't seen it.
Oh gosh. We'll talk about obviously the games and then we'll wrap up the upcoming games. So obviously you guys have got West Ham. So yeah, what do you think? We'll just take like a quick score prediction from you guys. Because I can't bother getting into it. So yeah, what do you think the result's gonna be against West Ham?
Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's 10 past midnight. I didn't even realize. Sorry.
No.
I think Janice mad. I'm more confident about big games now on the Tuchel than I am about the small ones. The small ones always stress me out because we do bullshit like we did over the other day. But West Ham, I think will win. I'll go 2-1. Or 2-0.
Wait,
I'll say 2-0.
Did you say West Ham you think will win?
Yeah.
Like West Ham will beat us?
No, well, sorry, I think we will win.
Wait, what's happening?
We're going to beat West Ham.
Closet iron.
I think we'll win 2-0. That's what I'll go with.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna beat them 3-2.
Who is scoring
3
goals? Because I know it's not
Prime
Chelsea.
found the golden chopsticks. Scrolling, keep scrolling.
Oh, poor Prime missed out on it live.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
yeah. Go on.
if you put Havertz, Pulisic, and Mount as our front three, as it was before when we got that 4 goals against Crystal Palace, I think we could be okay. I just think we could be okay. I need help. I think 3-2 is ridiculous, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've said it already once. I'm gonna say 3-2. Although what I really would like is it to be 3-1, but I'm gonna say 3-2 just because West Ham have. This is not my words. Lingardinho. Ugh.
Cringe.
Yeah, I know.
They can't defend them. They can't defend.
He's injured anyway, Lingard, actually.
Yeah,
Result.
Antonio's out as
Oh,
well.
that's really horrible.
Declan Rice is injured as
I
well.
think he bowled them over, to be honest.
Results. So again, 3-2, 3-1. Looking quite reasonable. You all are like, where are these goals coming from? Oh, we got this.
Yeah, I think so.
Not from Werner, for sure.
I don't need Werner starting, thanks, mate. That man's done enough damage. Have you noticed when Werner? Have you noticed when Werner starts, we don't play like we do? Look what happened. Crystal Palace. Werner didn't start. Oh, look at that. 4-1. Oh, hi Chelsea. Oh, look when Werner starts. Shit the bed. I'm just gonna. Yeah. I don't know what he does. I think.
This energy is mad because I know earlier in the season people were gassing Timo Werner. They said, I don't want to see Tammy play a single game because Werner is cold.
Yeah, I did say that. I did say this. I did.
That's crazy.
I didn't say he was gold, but I said he was better than Abraham.
No,
which
specifically. I just mean generally.
But I'm gonna tell you now, he is better than Abraham, but. Well, capability-wise, he is better than Abraham. However, I'm telling you now, I don't want Abraham. I don't want Werner. I just need Havertz, Pulisic, and Mount. And everyone knows how much my injury agenda for Pulisic is takes over my life. But for the fact that I'm saying I want Pulisic in the team, you all need to listen. Oh, so just to clarify,
he was probably the most influential attacking player against Brighton, which says a lot because everyone was dead. But he was the one that I saw the most, at least.
Just because you create the most chances, his job is to get the ball in the back of the net. Fun thing, striker, your job is to get the ball in the back of the net. Werner from November 23rd took 1,000 minutes. 1,000 minutes to get a bloody goal again. And you're telling me you think Werner's created the most chances? You're defending him. Hannah, you take pipe down.
What is that noise?
1,000 minutes. 1,000 minutes. Nah.
Prime. Like,
Thank you,
what?
Prime. Thank you, Prime. You are beautiful. Thanks,
We were
Prime.
top.
I got you.
Talking about
Thanks, Prime.
championship.
Tammy is championship
Prime,
material. Let's be realistic.
Tammy's still our top
DMs,
goal
yeah.
scorer.
Joyce is
You know,
coming.
When's the last time he played and he's still our top goal scorer? There's levels.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool story. Not for much longer, but okay. Not for much longer, but okay. Not for much longer, but okay. But if we're having this discussion,
No, we're not
Abraham
having this
can
discussion.
get 50 goals in the
You haven't even heard.
championship, but the Premier League, he gets like 12, and you're coming at me like, oh, he's our top goal scorer. Yeah, in the championship, he was getting like over 20 to 30 goals.
Okay.
And you're coming at me like he's our best
I'm
goal.
not.
Nah, hon.
The
He's
standard
Bambi
is
on
not
ice.
high. The standard is not
The man-
high, but
The man
the
needs
fact is
to
the
go.
fact. I didn't
My dream for
acknowledge-
Abraham is
I
that he
didn't acknowledge
goes
it.
to
I just said facts
Disney
that he's our
and
top goal
trains as
scorer.
Bambi.
Guys, let's all agree.
He can go train. He can go train as Bambi on ice.
All of our strikers are shit. Let's just agree on that.
I can do that. I can do that.
That I can agree on. I can do that. Joyce, there's nothing you can speak to
If
me
our
about.
customers
You might as
are
well tell me the world is foul.
We are friends.
Oh my god. Oh, Werner ain't even.
Prime, you better be careful, yeah, because Joyce is a future doctor. She might end up being your doctor. Be careful.
Whoa.
Be careful.
I thought Ziyech was great against Man City. That's
Thank you.
Wow.
See, this is Indiana. The tall Frenchman is still your best striker. Next is Tammy, then it's Prime, aka Barry. Yeah, Prime's name is Barry now. He announced it to us all. His name is Barry.
This Barry
yeah,
thing.
if we're being realistic, Giroud is actually our best striker right now. Tammy is world class.
I'd say he's our best striker. He's probably our most important striker in the sense where he's scored a lot of very important, vital goals for us. Giroud.
Yes, Prime. City hardly play with an out-and-out 9, and they're top of the Premier League. What kind of what?
our striker is actually worse. Like it's better to play with a false 9 for City.
But listen, you guys, you don't even need strikers, man. Like you guys, you can play Edison as a striker. Guarantee you, man will score.
Yeah, probably. He's probably more likely to score than some of the players that are on.
True.
Yeah, but I think Werner will get better. I do. I think next season he'll be all right. So
I've never said he wouldn't get better next season, but as far as this season's concerned, it's been
Like,
an absolute.
Scoring 34 goals last season to being classed as shit. It's clearly a really difficult transition period. You can see glimpses of the player that he's supposed to be. I think, like Jan said, like he will come good next season. I think let's just draw a line under the season, pretend it didn't exist, and move on in it.
Yeah. Joyce, I think Joyce, can we agree on something that Tammy Abraham is not world class? Please let me agree on.
That one I can do.
Thank God for that. Yes, I want Harry Kane. Do you know what? I've never wanted Harry Kane more. So I can go to Spurs fans. We're bringing Harry Kane to White Hart Lane, you pricks. Like suckers, you lost your best striker. Now you're going to fail. Joelinton.
Guys, if you no longer see Charlotte interacting with Tottenham fans on social media, it's because they blocked her.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I've never wanted Harry Kane more.
Was out of control.
I've never wanted Harry Kane more, to be honest. And Prime's on my level. Prime wants Harry Kane too. So, you know, yeah, Prime, I've just.
But they're not going to sell to us as much as I'd like. They're not going to sell their best player to their biggest rivals.
Well, actually, just to clarify, now that they don't have the ESL, they might actually have to actually sell their best player to buy new players.
They'll sell him, just not to us.
But also with the Mourinho clause, they still have to pay Mourinho like 40 mil, is it? So yeah, that's also put a strain on them. So they can
30 mil, but still, my guy is.
Oh, sorry. He's
Ooh.
like, I'm sorry, you can't take this away. He's got money off Man U when he went to Man U. He's got money off Spurs. You know what? This man is rinsing
Chelsea
our
twice.
rivals. Chelsea, he's still Chelsea at heart. He's gone. He's ripped apart Man U. He destroyed them and made them this small, and then he took money from them. He went to Spurs, made them this small, and then took money from them. And
Spurs were already this small, so he made them this small.
I apologize.
Mike
Yeah,
repeats.
you're right, Lambs. But you know, my problem is that I see Spurs fans being like, "Oh, it took Mourinho 18 months. It's taken Ryan, whatever his name is. I don't even care that much. That their new manager. Yeah, if he's there, like, oh, he's taken him 2 days. Let me tell you, their team's gonna fuck up again soon. They're gonna mess up, and they're gonna be like, oh, Jose's. Do you know what? Jose's contract isn't disgusting because he's taking money from Spurs and making sure that we actually get Harry Kane.
Wait,
Prime.
why wouldn't Harry Kane go to City? This comment from Mustafa. Why? They have the money and they're not local rivals, so they're more likely to go to them than us.
Yeah, they hate us there as well. They
hate us more, Jan.
Just to clarify something, there is a difference between I think City will go for Haaland, and I think we will go with Kane because I don't think they're going to have a choice. Biggest thing about Spurs is Kane, Jose expressions. Oh my God.
True.
Facts. That's actual facts, you know.
Yeah, what do you think the Man United score will be? I think you play Leeds. I think it's away. I might be wrong. I think it's away.
Hold on, I'll
4-0.
check now.
Yeah.
4-0 United.
I don't know.
I fancy Leeds for this one. I really,
Thank you.
I love the way they play football. Like they are fearless. When they're approaching any opposition team, and actually managed to take points off like the big six teams this year as well. You know, they stuck through with 10 men to get that win against City. Obviously, City already won the league, so it doesn't really mean anything to them. They dug deep. They got a win against Liverpool, or they held them to a draw. Like they've been getting some decent results against teams, Leeds. So very, very impressed. And I think they'd want to take revenge for the way United absolutely slapped them up the first time they played them. I think they've changed. I think a lot of the big six teams, apart from City, were really rattled by the news that went on this week. So I think that might, and I know there's going to be a protest going on Saturday as well. So that might rattle more. So I really fancy Leeds for this one, you know.
Just to clarify, I'm saying Leeds are going to win. Now, I said this about a few games. I said that Arsenal wouldn't beat Fulham. I said this, and people were like, ha ha ha, Shah, you know. I was right though, wasn't I? Let me tell you now, your Man U's, like, Man U away are good. I accept that. However, I feel like all these teams that were left at the bottom of like teams leaving for the ESL are coming for revenge. They're like clawing your hearts out. They're like coming for you. They're like, yep, I'm gonna take you out. Like, so I have a feeling that Leeds won't go down for a fight. I think it will finish 2-1 to Leeds.
I think if Leeds play the way you guys expect them to, they'll just play right into our hands and we'll beat them. Because the way Leeds play is exactly how we want teams to play against us. They leave too many gaps, and our team exploits gaps consistently. That's what we do.
Rashford especially.
I think you'll beat him as well. I can't see anything else. To be honest, like that game where they beat us, it was the most one-sided game I've seen this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like on another day, you batter them 10-0, honestly.
Yeah. If Man City had their shooting boots on, that would have been like a 5-6-0 because we spent the whole time in that half, but we just couldn't score. So
yeah,
then
unfortunately, this narrative was created about Bielsa masterclass. Like, give me a break, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie. Can you actually imagine? Can you actually imagine if Leeds beats Man U? Like,
I don't think they will though.
Nah.
Kind of
I don't. I think
the
the
best
problem is
of this season. I think United.
if they switch their tactics up and they're not playing with gaps, I think Man U are going to struggle. To be honest,
But they don't.
No, because we only struggle against low blocks, and Leeds will never play a low block. Bielsa doesn't even coach defending,
Yeah,
so
no,
it
that's the
doesn't
thing.
even doesn't correlate
They're
there.
proper like gung ho like team. Like he sticks his philosophy no matter what. You will ride and you will die by the way that they decide to play football, and it works for them for most teams because they're a bit better than most of the teams kind of in and around them.
You spelt my name wrong, you fiend. Sorry, go on, carry on.
Some respect on her name. No, but like I think Rachel's right. Like the way Leeds play.
I just had a
is
picture of the
is gonna
WWE
benefit
fiend in my
Man United.
mind.
And they'll never do
Sorry.
the thing where like they lose, where like they go down a goal and then they start playing like conservatives, kind of like to protect the scoreline or anything. They're gonna keep going to their benefit or maybe to their detriment. But I don't see anything really but a United win.
Bitter. Yeah, but Jeremiah, you're saying that, but then you're saying 10-0 Man United.
I saw that.
No, hold on.
You're gonna bring that up. I saw that in the comments.
Jeremiah, you're also the one saying 21-21 is coming again. Like, hun, you need to pipe down. You actually have to get through. You have Liverpool away. You have Liverpool home next. And, Liverpool at home, like, you ain't that good at home. So you're probably going to lose to Liverpool. So you're going to drop some points. And, well, I mean, we're not that far behind you. Leicester ain't that far behind you. So, Jeremiah, wait until the end of the season before you're calling out these people like Prime Barcelona. And Leeds actually like aren't a bad club if you look at their history. Can't believe I just said that, but shit happens. I mean, 21-21 isn't happening for Man U. That's a fact. The only thing you're going to be winning is the Europa League if you can beat Arsenal, which I don't know, if you can get past the semi-finals, which Ollie struggles to. I mean,
Do you know what? Like the whole thing with 21-21 and stuff like that, like because they were saying like when Villa scored, but it's like Man City still have to win 3 games. Our last 3 games are Newcastle, Brighton, and Everton. So it's not like our last 3 games are Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Like I'm not saying we're going to win all of them games, but I think I've seen Man City win 14 games in a row to win the league when they had 1 point. So I just don't see how Man City drop that many points and Man United go unbeaten for like quite a while because they've not lost in a bit. So I can't see it. So I don't know. I want Man United to drop points, obviously, because I want the league wrapped up.
So do I.
Me out. I hate this whole getting to the end. You need this amount of points. I just want to have it done. Especially going into like PSG. I don't want to be going into the second leg of PSG thinking we have to win at the weekend as well. I want it to just be kind of, we're going to win the league anyway. And it will just help us. But,
just to take that cloud over your head, innit? So
yeah.
Focus on PSG because that's a big game for all of them as well,
Yeah.
I have
worrying about the league. That's why
I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather have City win than United. I'm really sorry, Rachel. It's not you. It's not you personally. It's more like Jerry. It's Jerry and Bob and people like that. Like I would never live that down. I would be off Twitter within seconds. I can't be dealing with that. I'm gonna need City to take this. Only time I'm ever gonna take this. City, if you could do your job and win, please, because I can't deal with Jerry. If Jerry won, like, God bless my soul. They ain't got time for that shit. Like, I'm gonna need some like crosses to like, stay back, Satan. You keep your shit as yourself. Like, I ain't time for that.
21 is never coming. Yeah, I hope it's never coming, if we're being honest.
21-45. Honestly.
13 points, is it that many?
No, we're 11. Thank you very much. 11, hon. 11.
Monster. Like, we don't sleep.
We don't. Do you know what? Monster doesn't sleep either.
Actually, I sleep. What am I doing here? I like sleep.
Not anymore, Joyce. Not anymore, Joyce.
Yeah, it's not how we do things here.
Join us. No sleep club. Come join us.
Ryan, you need to let this Graham Potter thing go. You just need to let it go. The Man United are not going to hire Graham Potter.
Oh, you never know.
Listen, no, he has that.
There's some
Brighton
hope for him.
Looking. If Brighton had a striker, there'd be like three places higher up in the league at least.
Oh, don't tell him that, Joyce. You're supposed to just say that he's shit. Even though we know that he's not shit, you just have to say it like...
He's
Right,
shit.
let's rewind.
He's shit.
You know what? I really, really feel sorry for Graham Potter because, oh my God, Brighton's
He's
another
shit.
team that I love the way they play great football, but how many chances do you want? Seriously?
They're terrible.
Oh my God. I mean, against us, they hit the bar twice, right? They hit the post twice. Against United, they hit the crossbar on the post 5 times.
Bro, I don't know how we won that game, honestly.
I know, and they still lost the game.
They lost. They didn't even get a draw. That's embarrassing, honestly. It's so bad.
Stop jinxing us, Ryan. Every time City are going to win the Champions League. No, go away.
It's okay, Jan. Foden told Mbappe to come outside. He said, come outside, fam.
I love it. I love that. I love it. Bielsa is one of the best managers in the league. Man is making overrated Bamford look good. He's a good manager. I just don't think that how he wants to play works for that squad that he's got.
Bamford is better than Tammy Abraham, though.
Facts.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is with the
Bamford also,
Bielsa thing? I just don't
28.
get it.
He's supposed to be. This is a guy in his prime. If he's not better than a 23-year-old striker, then I'd be very disappointed.
Who's 28?
Bamford.
He's
Oh,
not a young
really?
guy. Yeah, he's pretty late
I
20s.
didn't even
I'm surprised though. If you look at his face, you can tell. I thought he was older than that. To be fair, Joyce. So
He's 27.
Do you guys remember when we had Diego Costa? Yeah, man was like what 25 or 26 at the time. People out here like he is looking like one 40-year-old man. You know, he was looking like one grown ass man, and I can't disagree with them. I was just like, the guy's 26. Really?
I didn't know he was that young when you guys were was with you guys.
Well,
I thought he was older.
Yeah, he was 25, 26. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
That's mad. Oh gosh. 20.
Ryan's blaming it on Adam Lallana. Why? Why?
Oh, so you're blaming an ex-Liverpool player. That's a cool story. So you're blaming Liverpool in a way. I mean, I see you. Cool story. Thank you, Ryan. You're basically blaming Liverpool. I see this. Well done for taking acknowledgement on Liverpool being shit.
Are you all right?
Guys, there's another one. There's another one.
Do you know, for all the people saying about Gundogan, like, they hate Man City anyway. They hate us anyway. It don't make no difference what we say. Yeah, no, there's no way he was that age. I'm sorry. He's not younger than me.
Oh my God. I actually am done. I'm Googling how old Diego Costa is. I need to know, like...
No, he's really...
Now he's in his 40s, but at the time he was in his mid-20s. It's actually mad.
But do you remember when Bonnie was at Man City? And
Diego Costa.
Oh gosh.
He was supposed to be a certain age, but he had these grown-ass kids that were like 15. And I'm like, you're like 21. Like how? Like it just didn't work out. Like it just did. He had like 15-year-old kids, and he was claiming to be 25. It's just like this just doesn't work.
Did he have them when he was 10?
Just to clarify, Diego Costa is 32 years old. That's a lie.
Now
I'm not. Like right now.
3 years older than me. Good. I was going to say.
It says here, I don't know if you can see it. It says 32. 32 years old.
Oh yeah, 1988.
Yeah, but he was born in Brazil.
This is unacceptable. He's
Let's add on 10 years, guys. It's probably 42. Dizzy was right.
Nah, honestly,
prime man.
Kids, like, I don't know how old he was claiming that they were, but it just the numbers didn't work out. Like he had pure. His kids were like big. Like everyone else was walking out with the little kids, like company holding his kids' hands, and his kids were like bigger than me. No, they were.
Oh my god! Please tell me that everyone's just seen Dizzy's goals.
That just reminded me of Freddie Adu. I think Freddie Adu went for a trial at Man United as I think he was claiming to be like 16. He was the same age as my sister's husband, who at the time was in college, and he went for a trial at Man United as like a 16-year-old kid. He was never that age. They used to play football together in Ghana when they were kids.
Now, guys, listen. I know back don't crack, but there has to be a limit. There has to be a limit, surely. I don't know if any of you guys used to watch UK Border Control, but yeah, there was this one guy on it claiming to be coming over to the UK on a student visa to be studying. Anyway, they bring him into the interrogation room because there's something wrong with the IDs, and the guy's like, "I'm 15. I'm looking like a grown-ass 40-year-old man." He goes, "I'm 15," and the people looking at him are like, "No, you're not." They're like, "I'm 15. I swear I'm 15. I was like, "Son, nobody is buying that. Nobody is buying that."
That's mad.
I used to have a friend, a Nigerian friend, and he used to come round to my house, and my mum was like, "That is a grown-ass man." And we were like, I think he was like
That's creepy. That's what that is.
16, 17. And my mum was like, he's not a child, he's a grown-ass man. So then when we got older, his age just jumped up. No, Prime. I mean, you could.
You could replace Pepper in goal.
It might work. That's what people do, though. If you're a footballer and you find out you're good at like 18, why not pretend you're 14 and get another 4 years? 4 years is money.
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They don't care about that. Trust me. Like that's what I'm saying. My friend was here, and he was a certain age, right? So he was 2 years above me at school, and I think he's like nearly 40 now, and I'm 30. So it doesn't add up. He was 21 in year 11. That's what he was. It worked out.
I mean, as long as it's not hurting anybody.
Now, Prime, he just lives in Nigeria now. He's moved back. That's why he's not my friend anymore. Like that.
Oh god.
That's why I wrote my nephews.
Oh god.
Prime, I used to have a Nigerian friend. Yeah, that story doesn't end well.
Now he's moved back to Nigeria. I've not been over there, so I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, to be fair, one of my ex
probably
Nigerian, and it's safe to say that we do not talk anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Dylan.
I think the only game that we've not previewed is Man City one. And unfortunately, Summit's telling me it's got a bloody Ryan Mason win written all over it. And I hope not. But that's
I'm telling you, if you bottle it now, if you bottle it now, Jan, I'm gonna be pissed off. Let me tell you now. No.
The Carabao Cup. That's our game on the weekend.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about bottling it. Yeah, you can't be bottling it. Spurs are known as bottlers.
I know, man.
They are the bottlers. Don't turn into
hate
Spurs.
Spurs. You know it's going to happen.
Just anyone
else.
Like Jan, going into this final, like the reason why I know you guys are gonna win, they have a 0% winning record, they've won 0 Carabao Cups. Do you know how many Carabao Cups you guys have won? 100%, all of them. Since the Carabao Cup was called the Carabao Cup, you won them all, every single one of them. This is your cup.
Do you know if we win it this year, we would have been the only team to win the Carabao Cup? Because it's going to change its name, apparently.
You look at you guys already making history. Do it. You have to win now. You have to win.
Do you know what? Like, I just think it's one of them games that is going to be so heavily in Man City's favour that it probably won't end up being Man City. I just think them sorts of games, like with the Chelsea Leicester final, even though you're favourites, you would never rule out Leicester. Yeah, you never rule them out. But this is like everyone's ruling out Spurs, which tells me it's more likely to be them. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. I think Jose was the best chance of beating Pep, but yeah, just something tells me that it won't matter.
Just to clarify, yeah, and here I need to have like a little bit of a pep talk here. Like if you're City fan, like, I need to feel like I need this pep talk. Firstly, you've been getting goals for fun. Your defenders have been getting goals for fun, and you want to come tell me you're going to bottle it against Spurs?
I hope
If Ryan
not.
Mason
I
beats
really
Pep,
hope not.
Spurs fans will come. Jan, oh my God, Spurs fans will come for me on Twitter. Jan, I will then come for you. So please.
I'm signing out. If we lose to Tottenham, nah, I ain't touching them, man. I'm signing out for a
Like
six.
when you try and search for Jan, it's gonna say user not found.
Exactly. I'll come back the day we win the league. If we win the league, that's when I'll be back. Nah, I can't. No, do you know what? It's just so heavily in our favour that worries me. It worries me a little bit more. Like, I hope we win it. I hope we do.
Yeah.
Can't bother with Spurs winning the trophy. We'd never hear the end of it.
Oh god.
That's not saying they would literally be like United if United won the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh,
unbearable.
You know how sad that is, though. How can a Carabao Cup give you that much clout?
Because they have no standards, Joyce. It's the Spurs we're talking about. Zero standards. Zero ambition.
I think it's like, because for me, I said at the start of the season, like when we were getting to the latter stages, I was saying if we don't win the Carabao Cup, I'm not too fussed because we've won it the last 3 years. I don't think the players are going to be bending over backwards to win it. Especially with PSG 3 days later. They'll be trying to not get injured because no one's going to want to be injured. And I think it's just going to be a boring game where if Spurs really want it, they can win it. So, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Ryan, I agree. Graham Potter, I'm not going to call him that name. He did outclass us, but unfortunately he failed. He failed to convert. So in the end, it was a stalemate, wasn't it? So it is what it is.
What a name.
Lamb soon come home to the red side of Manchester. Nah, that's not Manchester.
And they will never be home because I was born in London anyway. So you can tell by the accent, Indiana. You can tell by the accent.
I mean, I was born in London as well, but I don't have a London accent. So.
No, you don't, yeah.
No, you don't.
No, I say that I'm Manc, but technically I'm not.
Can you imagine if someone was like to Jan, where are you from? And she's like, London. And they're like,
you know what? That's what my passport says.
Like, I am. Like my London accent. She'd be like, what?
But my passport doesn't even say London. It says Hackney. So when I travel abroad, like they always question me at the airport, like Hackney. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I've never even lived in Hackney for a day. But it's crazy. I want to get it changed to London because I don't know why it says Hackney. It's weird.
You should just, but listen, this is Hackney. It's not the same Hackney as it was 2 years ago. It's changed. Yeah. White people live there now.
I know.
They got Costa Coffee. They kept
gentrification, bitch.
I know.
Bed apartments for £1 million.
I know. It's so expensive, man. That's what they're doing everywhere now. It's just mad.
I'm surprised you came to London, Jan, because I'm looking to get out of here permanently. It's too expensive to be living here.
I do you know what? I'm only in London because of my job. Like, I'm planning to move out. Like, all my family are in Manchester. Like, I'm the only person here, so gonna move back soon.
There's no place like home, Jan. There's no place like home. And also, home is a lot cheaper in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on where you live, though. Some areas of Manchester, it's expensive, you know. It's like London prices. Like, what are you doing? But then there's only certain places you can live as well when you're not white. So it's not like you can just live anywhere. Like where I grew up, I would never live there. If you paid me £1 billion to live there, I would be like, no, it's not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Spurs are the only team. I know, this is why. This is what stresses me out. Because they shit. If they were good, then I'd be like, okay, City probably would be all right. If you look at who City have lost to this season, it's all the teams that are shit. We don't lose to the good teams, apart from Leicester, who were decent. We always, and maybe Man United, you could argue, were good that game. But yeah, we don't lose to the good teams. So
True.
don't know. I'm hoping that we win. We better have.
United's win against you, that was their first win against the Big Six team this season anyway, wasn't it? So they've had
a bunch of 0-0s.
Yeah, United have had a really poor record against the Big Six teams. You can't help but think if they got some points from that, maybe there would be a title race on at this point.
Yeah.
But then if we didn't lose to Sheffield United and drop stupid points against Everton, you can say the same thing about every team, can't you?
Yeah.
Every team's dropped silly points.
Especially
I think this season everyone's been like that. Like you've had every single team has had a result where you would never have thought it would happen, you know. So
and those Big Six games, a lot of the like Tuchel and Pep, they were very conservative against United in those games. Let's not forget about that. Playing two holding players, not attacking as often as they usually do, especially in the 0-0 at Old Trafford with City. That wasn't, it wasn't the best of games attacking wise, was it? From either side.
Yeah.
So I think managers are starting to tread lightly when they play against United, because if you attack us, we will beat you. So I think it's a bit of both there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, if Spurs win, it's going to be a nightmare.
You're right. UEFA paid me to be one of the 40 fans outside Stamford Bridge. So yeah. UEFA, if you're watching, I'm still waiting for that paycheck. Thank you.
Yeah, he just exposed himself. I think he's going to have to leave, because how can he continue? Like, UEFA hate him. They want him out.
Breakdown. Man is actually having a breakdown right now.
No, that guy is so arrogant. I mean, I was watching a video about the Figo thing. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Where he basically trapped, because Barcelona had a new president. He basically trapped the president and Figo into a contract to sign for Real Madrid.
What?
It was just watch the video. I can't explain it properly, but just watch the video. It was insane.
He
masterminded the whole thing.
Yeah, he's crazy. He is actually crazy.
Yeah, because he literally said, if you make me your president, I will sign Figo. So he worked out how to screw over Barcelona and force Figo to go to Real Madrid, because Figo didn't want to go.
Yeah,
that's how bad he was.
Really mad that it was like, okay, so Figo's release clause was like 30 M's, and then or 60 M's or something like that, and he was like, oh, if we sign him and you want to take him back, then and he doesn't want to come, because you know how like once you pay a release clause, the player has to like move. It was like, if you want him back, then you're gonna have to pay that 30 million again, and I'm gonna use that 30 million to give everyone free tickets for like a whole season. And then the Barca president was like, I don't want like news to come out that I'm paying for everyone's thing for a whole season, so just take him. And Figo was like really, really pissed off, like in the match interviews and in the like really I keep doing this when they put the shirt up, when they signed him. There you go.
Yeah, the announcement.
Just watch it. Like, that's the kind of guy you're dealing with. He has no regard for people's feelings whatsoever. Wow. So this whole thing with this ESL, he's still planning and scheming. He has no shame. He will stay at Real Madrid for as long as he can and do whatever the hell he wants for as long as he can.
I mean, does that mean that Real Madrid is still out of the Champions League? Because if that's the case, then Joyce, Charles, we're in the Champions League final.
They are trying to kick them out, apparently. I don't know if legally. Well, I suppose they can, can't they? But I don't know. They'll probably argue if they go out, we should all go out as well. That's probably what.
There's still 3 teams left. It's fine. You two can have your semi-final with PSG. We'll face the winners.
Oh god.
If one team's getting punished, they all are. It's not going to be one of them.
Yeah, it'll be all of us. They'll give it PSG. So then Poch will just get a title. So
did you know what? They should just let us play them, because I can't think of a better time for us to play Madrid and just really want to beat them. Just really want to just wipe the floor with them. Not saying that we will, but this should give them incentive. If any team needed incentive, my God, this is it.
They need to give us the dirtiest, most corrupt referee of all time. It's the least we deserve.
Oh, they will. There'll be some dodgy ass decisions in that game. That's for sure. They're gonna try the hardest to knock them out. But I think we'll wrap up there, because obviously we've been on quite a while. You don't want to say that you won it because you got to the final. I think you can beat Real Madrid. So
I want to play them. Yeah, it would mean a lot more to face them now. I think.
No, it wasn't the treble. It was the quad, which you've lost your money. Sorry. So, yeah, it's what it is.
You said you're not starting today.
Sorry. Do you know what? Don't let Flawless Flawless probably turn up now. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up there. So yeah, where can like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. Where can they find you, Rachel?
Twitter and Instagram at the Devil's Avocado, and obviously on this channel as well.
Yeah, Shal, where can they find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Strong TV. You can find me on here every week. Women's Show with Lambs and Joyce. Where else? There's so many. On the Corn on the Cobham on Bits and Bobs, a show on a Tuesday. Terrace on Kendall Show tomorrow night. Basically everywhere. But yeah, subscribe to this channel too. If you don't subscribe, you suck.
You know this, yeah. And also, big up Dizzy, man. Love it. The Fufu one was the best, mate.
That one killed me off.
I'm just not gonna lie. Nah, Dizzy, you made this stream. To be honest, them comments.
We should have brought him on.
Joyce, where can they find you?
So you can find me. My @ is I never point. I want to stop pointing. At EO Joyce _ on Twitter, Instagram, and Clubhouse if you still use that. So yeah, come connect with me. I'm on here on a Thursday. Obviously, I'm with Lambs and Charles and some other ladies on the Chelsea Lady Show at GNA TV on Fridays 8. And I'm also on Gold Diggers, usually on a Sunday and a Thursday, depending on when the match has been played. So yeah, come check me out.
Yeah. Lambs, where can they find you?
Yes, you can find me here with the lovely Charles, Jan, whoever else joins us on the Offside Rule Thursdays. On the First 11 GNA TV, I host the ladies show with these two lovely ladies. Wait.
It's an L.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm with Joyce. This is why we don't point. Also I've got my own channel now as well, so it's called Lambs React. So I'm just doing like post-match reaction videos at the moment. I'm gonna do like football news discussions, podcast. I'm gonna start a podcast as well on that too, so stay tuned for updates on that. Also on the Football Terrace Midnight Vibe show, you can see me on Charles' channel as well. I do the Football and Wine show with her as well, and I'm there for some watch alongs. Also do watch alongs on Monster CFC's channel as well. So I'm just literally here, there, and everywhere on the YouTube sphere. Insane. But on socials, I'm on Instagram only, and it's at Lamia Elmwood. That's it.
When you joining Twitter?
Do you know what? The burner account is coming soon. It's coming soon. Do you know, I was thinking, because I don't actually want an official Twitter, but I might just get a burner account so I can just watch everybody else and just troll.
I don't blame you. But yeah, you can find me on Sarcasm City on here every Thursday. On the Football Heritage on Eyes on the Ball every Wednesday. Yeah, that's mainly it. And my own channel, Yan City ENT. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. See you later.